Alright, we are now looking at the toy boat, and we're going to draw this as an isometric drawing. The first thing we have to notice is, once again, it says metric, and notice that it is like a 150 by 50 wide by like 16 tall. So what do we have to do first in CAD? We've got to type the word units, and we've got to change it from inches to centimeters. Hit OK. The next thing we got to do is change the paper size. So I've got to type in the word limits. It says down here at the bottom of the command prompt, the lower left hand corner is 0, 0. That is exactly what we want. I'm going to hit enter. Then it says specify the upper right hand corner. It says 12 centimeters by 9 centimeters. I'd like to use the 200, 200. Hit enter. And now that just made our piece of paper a size of 200. If I double click the roller mouse at this time, it should zoom in to that. It doesn't look like it does anything, but it does. I'm going to double click it. And now I'm zoomed into the 200 by 200. Now I've also got to set my cursor to the isometric snap. So I'm going to come down here to my grid and my snap buttons. I'm going to right click down here, go to settings, turn to the isometric snap. And I'm going to hit OK. So now at this point I am ready to start drawing the toy boat. So I'm going to get this bottom brick. The bottom brick is 150 by 50 by 16 tall. So 150 to the left. Turn my ortho on down here. 150 to the left. It is 16 tall. 150. And then I'm going to hit Control E. I'm going to go 50 to the right. I'm going to Control E it again to go 16 tall. And then finally I'll come back and I'll go the 50 to the right and go ahead and bring it down here. So there's my bottom brick of the toy boat. Now I want to go ahead and get this block that's on top of it centered. So it says that it's in 24, so this space right there is 24, and then the size of the block is 70. So I'm going to start from this corner. I'm going to come in. I've got to Control E it again. I'm going to come in 24. Control E, bring it back. Then I'm going to come in 70 and draw it back. Now I need to center this block. There's a space here and a space there, so let's go look at it. It says I've got a piece that's 50 wide minus 30. So 50 minus 30 is 20. Half of 20 leaves that as 10 and leaves this as 10. So we're going to come in from this side right there. I'm going to go to the right, 10, enter, pulling it down. I'll go ahead and come from here. I'll go in 10, pull it down. Then I'll go ahead and trim out what I don't need here. So I'm going to hit trim, select everything, right click. Now I'm left clicking on everything that I don't need. And again, I'll have to erase those out separately because it will not trim them. Yeah, I could have trimmed it one more time, it looks like. But this is what we're going to get. Now I need to know how tall this piece is right here. Well, 30 minus 16 is 14. So I am going to go up 14 and then finish my box. Control E it to get up 14. I'm going to go ahead and just copy them around. I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to left click on it, right click. It says base point, left click, left click, left click. I'm not going to end up seeing these. But I'll go ahead and just make my top box here. I'm going to hit Control E. I believe it was 70. And then I need to trim out that little back edge. Not the back edge, but the line that goes through the part. Right here as well. Now the hard part to this one really is getting the point. And the point, we've got to redraw some things again. So we need to redraw this part of it because we need to know the measurement from this point back in order to get this point. So I've got to redraw this area right there with a 60-degree angle to get a measurement. So just like the V block then, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to turn my polar on down at the bottom. I'm going to draw a line that's 50. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line then from this midpoint. And I'm actually going to turn my ortho back on because it was a 60-degree angle, so I got to go 30 this way. And if I control E it 30 this way, there's my point. And the measurement I need is from the point back to where that edge is at up. Now you notice I can't see it. It's really, really small, but if I zoom in on it, 43.3013 is what we're looking at. So what I'm going to do then is draw my line from this midpoint back at 43.3013. I ran my line across each way, and then my point comes from those spots right there. I do got to draw my line straight down, so I'm going to go Control E and get it past the part. Then I will connect those two bottom lines at the bottom down there. All I have to do is trim. This one I won't see. I'm erasing a couple first. Now I'm ready to trim. Getting all these lines out of there that I don't need. End up erasing out what I don't have here. And then at this point, that would be the toy boat. And again, I would expect you to show this thing in the upper right-hand corner that you know how you've got that measurement going back. I need to get a template up, so I'm going to right-click, go from a template, go to my documents, there it is. Hit OK, the tab comes up, double-click in the middle, double-click your roller mouse. There's the toy boat. And then you'd add your text and print it off. And there we go. So that is the toy boat finished.